These are all plaster. Those are real over there.
How can you forget them? 3 children murdered by the father. He put a pillow over their face.
In a way, forensic anthropologist Dr. Michael Charney has been bringing the dead to life for nearly 50 years.
Yes. She was 20 years old. See the overlapping? That's what identified her.
He's a professor at Colorado State University.
She'd been a student here in '69. She died of an overdose. Curious and beauties. 6'1", blonde, blue-eyed. A terror with the women. Also a friendly bed hopper. And the jealous husband caught up with him and thumbed 2 bullets in the back of his head.
He can recreate the identity of a dead person using only a skull as a clue. And if he's lucky, solve a crime along the way.
Let's go to work, shall we? Now we add twice as much plaster as we do water.
He begins by making a plaster cast of the human skull.
You only come to this like a drowning man grabbing at a straw. You have this decomposed body or skeleton. Nothing fits. You go through your usual police routine. Fingerprints, dental records, if there are. You know, whatever it takes, everything, you go through it. Nothing works. So you call me up and say, hey, Charlie, put a face on it. This is the one we received from Missouri State Art Patrol. They got it from the sheriff in Greene County.
The skull came in the mail here several months back. Package arrived here, addressed to me.
Greene County Sheriff John Pierpont had little to go on before he heard about Charney's facial reconstructions.
Received a note that these folks had found the skull while out mushroom hunting.
Now he's waiting to see what Charney comes up with.
There was no lower jaw. Oh, by the way, we fitted a lower jaw to it. I think it's this one.
During our 48 hours, Charney is at work putting a face on case number 71.
My study tells me that it's a white woman between 18 and 20 with a very strong probability that she has about at least 1/8 Indian, American Indian in her. And that she'd been to an orthodontist. Now she's ready to work. She's going to start to put face on it.
It looks more like, at this point, dot to dot. I attach...
Connect the dots.
Connect the dots. That's what's going to happen next.
Charney's assistant, Nita Bittner, does most of the clay handiwork.
It's part of a puzzle. I enjoy doing puzzles. I'm not an artist by any stretch of the imagination. But if you follow the dots and go along the bone lines, it should just develop into who the person was.
The dots are markers based on mathematical formulas computing the average thickness of the skin. They dictate how much clay needs to be applied.
Now she's finished connecting all the landmarks. She did that over the whole skull. You have a lattice work. She's filling in the spaces in between. Now you have the whole face built up.
This is not the first time Charney has helped the Missouri State Highway Patrol on a difficult case.
This is the Thai woman's skull.
The Thai woman is named Bunchy Nyhouse, and Charney believes this is her skull.
This is your clavicle in here.
In 1988, hikers found the skull in rural Missouri. Charney's facial reconstruction led to murder charges against the woman's husband, Richard Nyhouse. His trial is set to begin in October.
And then this is the real key. This is the nub, isn't it, right here?
Charney took the Nyhouse identification a step further.
So now what he'll do, he'll bring out the skull and bring it into the face itself. Why don't you do that, Mark?
Using a computer-created three-dimensional image of the skull, he superimposed it on a picture of the missing woman.
I said it's her. That's it. Period.
Proof positive, he claims, the skull is Nyhouse's. Charney claims 3 out of 4 of his facial reconstructions are eventually identified.
I think in this case, with brown eyes, he's chosen to go with generic brown hair of some sort.
Well, you don't really know if she had brown eyes or not.
No.
So really,
Not in this case.
the person looking at this has to judge it from the shape of the face and the nose. Because
What we'll
you
do-
guess at the lips, you guess at the color of the eyes, and you guess at the hair.
In this case.
What I'm hoping will happen now is when this is received, they'll call in the media, television, newspapers. The face we made will be shown to the general public, that somebody will call up and say, hey, it looks like a person I know. Jim. Jim, put it up straight. Yeah, I don't want it down. You're putting her on her face, you see. I don't want to... Any kind of movement will destroy it. This is just a clue towards a possible identification of them.
Now you get boxed in if you pick all that up. Well, I'm amazed at how well they did without the complete skull. The lower jaw was missing, and I think they just did an excellent job. Now we've got a face, and now we've got to put a name with that face. Very good.
This is Lori calling from the Sheriff's Office. At 10 o'clock today, we're going to have a press conference.
I hope these folks, they will get the word out. It was sent to me several months back. I just know there's somebody out there missing, and I just feel as a human being myself, I know I would want to know, and I think that they would want to know, and that's basically